Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Aristotle Clan channel, and it is your boy Kage here with another video. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, yo, Kage? What happened to Aristotle? Why haven't anyone uploaded? I will kind of get into why I didn't upload. You have to go to the other members to ask them why they didn't upload. The Discord link will be in the description. So yeah, check that out. But in today's video, we're gonna be doing what if Naruto was born Kage level? So let's get into it.
Yeah, ayy, ayy. Stoner thoughts buzzing up my brain, wondering if I'll make it or am I going insane? And then everybody they tell me I should stay in my lane, but my best is yet to come, so I swear to God I'ma stay. Yeah, baby, hit me up with.
Alright, so before we get into the what if, I'm going to be getting into why I personally haven't been uploading on the what if channel. I actually barely uploaded on my what if channel, and it's been like what, a month or two since I last uploaded. Let me check. But let me be honest. The reason I stopped uploading and the reason I also off the breaks is not because I just lose motivation. I make a lot of thumbnails during those breaks, but it's because of the fact being that I was failing school. I constantly take breaks because I'm always failing. I've never passed, but now I'm currently passing school. But that's the thing. Well, that's not really the thing actually, because I'm happy I'll be passing school. But now I'm still be in summer school, so you're gonna get a little bit less uploads from me than you would normally. I might put out like one every week. I might even start making just what if movies or something. I'm not sure. No, I probably have to learn to sit down and script my what ifs, but it's because I don't do that. But yeah, I didn't upload because of me doing schoolwork, trying to get caught back up, trying to make sure I pass my classes. Now, for as I said this for the others, you will have to go ask them in the Discord channel, and this will be the first video back in the channel, and actually one of my first Naruto what ifs in a long time. So yeah, let's get into the what if. Now, this what if starts out with Naruto, the sealing of the Nine Tails. Now, Minato would ask the QB. He would say, QB, could you please look after my son and grant him the strength that he needs to defeat Madara? Now, in this what if universe, the QB has actually been a friend of the Uzumaki clan. The Uzumaki clan and the QB have been close together, so the QB doesn't mind being sealed away, especially into Uzumaki. And the reason why the QB, it's only an Uzumaki can hold the QB is because that's the only thing that the QB will allow it. That's just the reason for this. So, the QB will tell Minato that he'll look after his son, and Minato would then seal the QB away, but before dying, Minato would share some of his chakra with Kushina, and the two would begin a sealing process, which would be sealing their knowledge of things into Naruto. And once it's done, they will both obviously die. Minato using the Reaper, they're still also being stabbed. He still was stabbed, but it was because the QB was coming out of the Genjutsu. He wasn't completely out, so he didn't really know what he was doing. And Kushina, well, obviously because she had her Biju taken away from her and she was stabbed, so yeah. So, Hiruzen would come and grab Naruto and things would happen. Now, Hiruzen would raise Naruto from a very young age and would have learned that Naruto was actually a lot smarter than other kids. He walked like a lot earlier than normal kids. He talked a lot earlier. He learned to read, learned to run. He learned to do a lot of things a lot earlier than kids. And this all happened within his first, I want to say, 6 months of his life. First 6 months to a year of his life. Naruto was developing extremely fast for a kid of his age. And this intrigues Naruto. Now, we're going to be bringing in an element that I normally see in fanfics that I read and that I watch on YouTube, being a council of both shinobi and civilian council. Now, the civilian council wants Sarutobi to give up Naruto, but the shinobi council, including every single clan, wants Sarutobi to train the boy because the Shinobi Council knows about Naruto. They know who his parents are. They know the fact is that Naruto is learning extremely fast. He's growing at an extremely rapid pace. His reserves are already really high. And this is due to the QB. Now, when Minato sealed the QB away, he didn't lock it behind a cage. The QB doesn't have a cage. This is open. The seal is just there to keep it inside of Naruto. To keep Kurama inside of Naruto. And that's what, but nobody knows that, but that's why Naruto's reserves are so much higher. The QB doesn't have a restriction on how much chakra he can feed into Naruto. So the QB is constantly feeding a lot of chakra into Naruto to build up his reserves a lot earlier than what he would have. And this in turn did unlock Naruto's chakra a lot earlier. But yeah, anyways, moving on. The civilians want Naruto dead or taken away from Hiruzen because they don't want the risk Naruto getting stronger. But Hiruzen won't let that happen. Yes, Hiruzen will constantly be taking care of Naruto. Now, after telling the civilians about this, Hiruzen would make a decision. He's going to start to train Naruto and have other people train Naruto also. So after the council meeting, Hiruzen would go to Naruto and would then tell him that he's going to start his training and that he's going to meet his senseis a week later. So a week later, Naruto will walk up to see. I gotta figure out how many people I want him to train. Again, off the top of the head, so I gotta figure that out. You see 6 people six people in the training field. A man with long white hair, with red marks on his face, and is doing a weird stance. A woman with black hair and red eyes. But they're not the same red eyes of the people who protect Naruto when some of the villagers try to attack him. A man with silver hair and with his headband covering his I forgot which eye. Oh my fucking god! That's covering one of his eyes. A man who's actually smoking a cigarette, and a man in a ugly green jumpsuit. And then he will see the Hokage himself. Now, Hiruzen will walk up to Naruto and introduce him to everyone else. Hiruzen would introduce Naruto to the first person, being Jiraiya of the Sannin, and Naruto was extremely happy to find out a Sannin was training him, especially after Hiruzen explained to him what a Sannin was and how strong they were, and that this Sannin specifically trained his hero, the fourth Kage. And then he would go on to introduce Naruto to Kakashi instead of Kurenai. I don't know why I just didn't go in order I said. Saying that this man was a student of the fourth Kage. And would then go on to explain the rest because we don't care. I'm just kidding. He would explain. We care about Guy. The other two, I'm not really, that well. I don't really like them that much, but I still like them, but they're not that much. Anyways, moving on. Guy, say, wow, Hokage-sama, it's so useful of you to start this boy's training out to prepare him at such a young age. And here's what I'm saying. Yeah, Guy. Anyway, Naruto. Jiraiya here will be taking care of your Fuinjutsu training and also wants to train you on the use of summoning and a certain type of jutsu called Senjutsu. Kakashi here wants to train you on your ninjutsu. Hiruzen's also going to train him in ninjutsu, but still. Not Kakashi. Kurenai here is going to be training you in your genjutsu, Naruto. And Asuma's was going to be training you in your elements, along with how to use knives, kunais, trench knives, along with other weapons. Guy here is going to be taking care of your taijutsu, and I'm going to train you to be the next Hokage. I had to come up with what I was going to make Hiruzen do. It basically covered almost every other thing that I wanted Naruto to learn. So Naruto will be extremely happy. Now, Naruto would actually walk up to Hiruzen and then ask him when does his training start. And Hiruzen says, well, it actually starts tomorrow, but he just wanted him to meet his senseis. And Naruto would understand. And this is where we get into a one-day time skip. Again, this is where we go to the next day. Naruto will wake up a lot earlier to go to training, because Hiruzen will wake him up, take him to the training field, and Naruto will start training with Guy, Kakashi, and things like that. And while training, Naruto will begin to remember jutsus of things that he's never learned, and these being his parents' memories. And now I'm going to make Kushina a Kenjutsu master, far surpassing that of Mifune, the Seven Swords of the Mist, and things like that. The Uzumaki, we're gonna make the Uzumaki clan a clan of master Kenjutsu users. I've seen this done in a lot of fan fics. I'm like, bro, why not do it in a What If? They're not the same thing, yet they are. I'm confused on what's the difference between, but I still like both. But anyways, moving on. Naruto would have been experiencing his memories while training and would have told Hiruzen about it. Now Hiruzen would have been extremely shocked because he now knows what Minato's done. He remembers Minato sharing chocolate with Kushina so that she could get up, and they then both prepared the same seal. He could tell it was the same seal because of the way he was watching it, and they put it on Naruto. But Hiruzen knows of one seal, the seal that Minato has been working on. When Minato had learned that the Kyuubi could get out during childbirth, Minato actually started to work on this seal for almost a year. Actually since he found out. So it was around 6, 7, 8 months, somewhere in between there. And would have talked to Jiraiya about it. Now, Hiruzen, seeing as Jiraiya is there, would have went to Jiraiya and would have told him about it. Now, Jiraiya would have been extremely shocked, saying that the seal is genius then. If it works, that's good. But Hiruzen says that seal shouldn't have worked. But he says the seal was supposed to would have destroyed the mind, but he says he guessed because Naruto holds the Kyuubi. Then basically the Kyuubi was preparing his mind while the seal was on him. Because Hiruzen, Jiraiya, and Kakashi, they all knew that the Kyuubi was really good friends with the Uzumaki clan. So they knew that the Kyuubi didn't. Damn it, sorry guys, my granny called me. But anyways, I forgot where I was at because she called me. But yeah, basically, because with them speculating about the seal, Jiraiya will decide to teach Naruto. Not to actually go to check where the seal was at. Because Jiraiya with Naruto not only having the key at a very young age, Jiraiya did go to Minato's house after finding out that Minato had died, so that no one could get into there. So that no one could take Minato's Hiraishin scroll or the scroll for the Rasengan, along with other things. So he did have a key to that certain seal. It will eventually start to filter memories into him over time. But now Naruto will be able to, with the key, he will be able to unfilter. He will be able to just let them all go into Naruto. So, Jiraiya will tell Hiruzen about his plan, and Hiruzen will give it the green light, and they will go on with this plan. Now, after unlocking, once it's putting the key on Naruto and unlocking the seal, Naruto will fall to the ground and start grabbing his head as he's in an extreme amount of pain. Now, Naruto is just he's basically having a memory overload, and it's really taxing on his brain, and it's giving him probably one of his most hated headaches, one of his strongest headaches that he's ever had. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm sorry. I'm low-key just tired about recording this, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Naruto, Hiruzen, seeing that Naruto won't be able to get any more training done after this, will decide to take him to his house, and will dismiss the other Jonin senseis from training today. So, after this, when Naruto will wake up, Hiruzen will tell Naruto that they're going to be upping his training. So, Jiraiya would then go, place an order. That day, Jiraiya would have placed an order for a bunch of Hiraishin kunai, would have gotten Kushina's personal sword, and things like that. And would have started, and the next day would have continued Naruto's training. And this is where we get into a time skip of around 7 years. Now, Hiruzen and them, since Naruto has all of Minato Kushina's memories now, Well, basically, specifically on their jutsus, we're not going to be giving him their other memories because they're Naruto basically living 3 lives at once, and he wouldn't be able to tell which personality, which one was his own life. So, let's just say the jutsus and how to do them, how they were performed, and things like that. So Naruto's actually grown extremely strong, and it's not only he's extremely strong, he's probably one of the strongest people in the village, and Naruto is currently and the Anbu. And you guys might be wondering, when did that happen? And this is where we get into a flashback, by the way. So, which flashback to, I said 7 years, he was around, I'm going to say he was around 4 or 5 when he started training. That's 11 years. So we're going to flashback, 11 minus 3 is 8, right? Yeah, 11 minus 3 is 8. So when Naruto was 8, Naruto was actually around low jonin to mid to low jonin in skill, in overall skills right there, in overall skill. And Hiruzen, seeing this, would have decided to put Naruto into the Anbu so that he could get some experience. Because of the fact is, that's the one thing Naruto lacks is experience. A person who, even if let's just say you're a Kage level shinobi, just because you're a Kage level does not mean that you could go and beat another Kage level opponent. Or you could, if you're a Kage level opponent and you're to fight someone a lot weaker than you, I'm gonna say maybe a Chunin. If that Chunin has more experience than you, then you're obviously going to lose. But the more experience you gain, the stronger you can get, the more prepared for other battles and tactics and things like that can happen. So Hiruzen would have decided to give Naruto the rank of Anbu, and would have given him the title of Fox, which is, I wanted to make this a special title for those in the Anbu who were Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, being Mito Uzumaki, Kushina Uzumaki, and now Naruto. So you see there, yeah, Mito will make Mito Anbu. Now, Naruto would have been extremely happy about joining the Anbu, and Hiruzen would have told him his first mission was to assassinate a man by the name of Gato Shipping, saying that he had taken over a country by the name of Wave like a year ago, and that Wave has been trying to get Konoha to help, but he couldn't really spare the manpower. But this will help Naruto gain experience. And Naruto will go. So yes, we're going to be going over a mission that he had during a flashback. Now, Naruto would have been basically, how do I want to do this? Right. Naruto on his way to Wave would have basically been, sent out a bunch of shadow clones and went into to where they could all enter Wave in different places. So he's basically cornering in Gato so he can get a specific location. And this is actually his first Anbu mission, which is actually that of an A-rank mission, because Gato's been known to have ninjas, thugs, and himself. We're going to say Gato was a tuning level ninja, but has tuning level ninja training. So yeah, those things, ninjas, thugs, tuning level Gato, basically, yeah. So when Naruto would arrive, Naruto will be shocked to see a man in there. Now, Naruto, who's been in the Anbu, this is, we're gonna say for like a week or so. We're not, actually no, for like a day or so. Would have been actually had to study the bingo book and would have used a bunch of shadow clones to do those things. Would have recognized a man in there, and this man has blue skin and black hair. This man has black hair, right? Yeah, he has black hair. And Naruto will recognize this man as Kisame Hoshigaki. Now Naruto will say that at this time we're going to say Kisame is actually an A rank mission and not an S rank yet. We're not going to make him S rank yet. Well, he won't really matter, to be honest. In the rest of the story, he won't matter. So Naruto would have sneakily approached into the Anbu. Now Naruto, as I said, is low Jonin level. And this is so, I'm going to say if he were to rank him in a bingo book, we're going to say A rank, just like Kisame. So Kisame, even though Kisame has more experience and things like that, you just see. So basically, Naruto would run in and would have started taking out most of Gato's men silently, not leaving a trace. Not even Kisame could hear anything. And Kisame is constantly searching out for Naruto. Well, it's not searching out for Naruto, searching out for any intruders in case some come in. Now, when Naruto would have gotten rid of all the thugs, Naruto would have barged in, and Kisame would have been ready with Samehada. Naruto seeing Samehada, was Frank saying, "So you really are Kisame Hoshigaki, huh?" Kisame says, "So you're just a kid. What are you doing here?" Naruto says, "I'm here to free Wade from his misery." As Gato says, "So Konoha sent some kid Anbu, huh?" Kisame, "Take care of him." Kisame says, "Gladly." As Kisame runs at Naruto, and swings down Samehada, but Naruto wouldn't dodge it. Naruto will block that. He'll block it with his own sword. And Naruto, which I said is Kage level, will then begin to imbue his sword with lightning chakra, along with the Kyuubi's chakra. And we're gonna make the Kyuubi's chakra a lot more potent than what it would have been of the Eight Tails, because well, we know Samehada does like to feed off the Eight Tails. So with the Kyuubi's chakra mixed in with that lightning chakra, Samehada wouldn't have been able to absorb it all and would have been screaming in pain from Naruto and Kisame locking blades. Now Kisame would have asked Naruto, "What has he done?" And Naruto just said, let's just say I had a little help." As Naruto runs at Kisame, but this time he adds chakra to his legs and speeds past Kisame, and then as soon as he's past Kisame, Naruto will spin around and kick Kisame in his back of his knees, making Kisame's knees, kind of, when you get hit in the back of your knees, you kind of lock them in, or it's like you know what I'm trying to describe. So basically that would happen. And then Naruto would then do an elbow drop on Kisame. Elbow drop that motherfucker. And then Naruto would jump up before going through hand signs. And would then end on a certain jutsu, saying water style, water dragon jutsu, as Naruto begins to pull water from the fucking air. From the air. Naruto begins to pull water from the air. That's Tobirama type shit. So after pulling water from the air and forming a water dragon, the dragon would have engulfed Kisame, who wouldn't have had time to form any other jutsus. So Kisame would have been hit by this water dragon. Now Naruto will begin to go through another jutsu, and I'm going to be giving him one of Boruto's jutsus, this being Thunderclap Arrow. Now, upon performing it, the Thunderclap Arrow would have actually, Naruto would have touched the water with the jutsu and would have electrified the water. But because it's Naruto's chakra that basically made up both attacks, Naruto doesn't have to worry about himself being shocked, especially with him having a chakra coating surrounding him. So Naruto would then use the water again and will make another water dragon using the water on the floor that he just pulled from the air, and will then send it at Gato. Now Kisame, who's had enough, will then open up Samehada all the way, and Samehada will then begin to absorb the chakra from the water dragon, this being the water chakra, the lightning chakra. So Naruto says, "So, you think you've defeated me, huh?" As Naruto reaches into a pouch, but Kisame thinks that Naruto is going to grab an ordinary kunai. But Kisame would then see as Naruto will begin to form a blue ball in his fucking hand. I'm sorry. He will begin to form a blue ball in his hand. And Kisame will recognize this. We're going to say Kisame was in the 3rd grade Shinobi War. So he would recognize this as the Rasengan of the 4th Kage. It would have been extremely shocked to see this jutsu again. Naruto would have then went and pulled out a kunai that Kisame would have been fearful of. As Kisame begins to try to run away, as he's screaming, "No, no, no! He can't know that jutsu!" As Naruto throws the kunai right past Kisame. Now, the kunai was too fast for Kisame to even see that it went past him. And before it could get too far away, Naruto will flash with the kunai in a yellow flash and will slam a Rasengan right in Kisame's face. Now, at this point, Kisame does not have that level of bond that he had with Samehada, like later in the series, so he can't really bond with Samihara like he would have been entering shark form. So this would have killed Kisame. If I'm being honest, this would have killed Kisame. Naruto's in Anbu, he was to eliminate everyone. So when Naruto would then get up to see Gato was trying to leave, Naruto was actually performing the hand signs for a body flicker. And I'm gonna say Gato doesn't recently learned this, so he does need other hand signs to perform it. So Naruto would then throw a kunai, and would then, with the Rasengan in his hand, would try to hit Gato. But Naruto, seeing the signs of Gato about to body flicker away, seeing that his Rasengan would reach, Naruto would place a marker on Gato, and Gato would disappear in a body flicker. Now that Naruto has a marker on Gato, Naruto would wait a little bit. He would go and he would grab Kisame Samihara and would seal it away into a seal on his arm, which is basically his storage seal. And Naruto would then flash away in a yellow flash, appearing on top of Gato, slamming his foot in his shoulder. As Gato would fall to the ground, as Gato would then grab a kunai. He says, "Why, you little brat?" As he throws a kunai at Naruto. Naruto dodged that shit and punches Gato, sending Gato flying. As Naruto says, "You know what, Gato? I may be an Anbu, but I think it's time to show you the difference in our power. You may have tuning level training, but when I use this power, I'm easily one of the strongest shinobi out there." As Naruto would begin to glow yellow, it's like a flame type aura appeared around him, but Gato can sense that this is just chakra appearing around Naruto. It's not Naruto's chakra, it's something else. Something Gato has never sensed before. Naruto would then disappear as Gato's wondering, what he did, because he didn't sense, Naruto basically using like the Hiraishin and the body flicker, things like that, will give off some sort of chakra pulse. But Naruto just ran, and Gato can sense that. He just ran and disappeared in a yellow flash. And all Gato then sees next is darkness, as Naruto is cut off his head. Naruto seals it away, and this is where we end up. This flashback. Now Naruto will go to Hiruzen's office, and Hiruzen will then tell Naruto that he's enjoyed him for the years that he's been in Anbu, and Naruto will ask, what's happening? Hiruzen will then tell Naruto that he's been promoted yet demoted to Genin, and that he's actually on a mission that could be short term or long term, depends. He says that his mission is to watch over Uchiha Sasuke, and that he's going to be on a team with his commander Kakashi, his Anbu captain Kakashi, and that they're going to be watching over Sasuke. And Naruto says, "Can I use my full power?" Hiruzen will say, "You know what, fine." The Uchiha, but if I'm being honest, Naruto, Sasuke does need to have someone put him in his place, and to show that you're stronger than him, to show you being stronger than him would be extremely well, especially since he started acting like a spoiled brat since the Uchiha massacre. As Naruto would nod and would leave for his assignment, and this is where I'm going to be ending off part 1 of What If Naruto was born Kage level. I hope you guys enjoyed the What If. I did somewhat. I'm just kidding. I enjoyed it a lot. I will be bringing part 2 soon. See you guys later.